channel Knowledge Hub, then subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon for the latest update. Today we're gonna start with your quantitative aptitude class, and that is your class is your 191 class of the session, where we had started with arithmetical ability, and that we are on time and distance topic. Before starting with the same, we have to continue with the that is your 68th question of the session, and that what we'll have to cover up here. So before starting with the same, it's a huge request to all the viewers to please go ahead with like, share and subscribe, so that many and maximum people can get the information at once, and even though you can also enjoy the video as well. So here we go for the same, and that is your, we'll start with 68th question of the session. So 68th question of the session we have here: in covering a certain distance, the speed of A and B are in the ratio of 2:4. It takes 30 minutes more than B to reach the destination. The time taken by A to reach the destination is, the options were 1 hour, 1.5 hour, 2 hour, 2.5 hour. This has been asked in SSC examination paper. Let's go and start it with the same. In covering, so with the same, in covering a certain distance, the speed of A and B are in the ratio 3:4. A takes 30 minutes more than B to reach the destination. The time taken by A to reach the destination is, this has been asked in SSC examination paper. Options were 1 hour, 1.5 hour, 2 hours and 2.5 hours here. So we go for the same and we'll find it out the solution. So let's get started. Ratio of speed equals to 3:4. Ratio of time taken (4:3). Suppose A takes 4x hours, and B takes 3x hours. to reach the destination. Then 4x minus 3x equals to 30 by 60. One by 2, or x equals to 1 by 2. Time taken by A. Equals to 4x hours equals to 4 into 1 by 2 hours. 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4. It will be 2 hours. Let's go for another one, which is 69th question of the session. So the question we have as follows. In covering a distance of 30 km, Abhay takes 2 hours more than Sameer. If Abhay doubles his speed, then he would take 1 hour less than Sameer. Abhay's speed is, that is, you have to talk about. The options were 5 km per hour, 6 km per hour, 6.25 km per hour, 7.5 km per hour, and that has been asked in math examination paper. So we go for the same here. Let's find it out. In covering a distance of 30 km, Abhay takes 2 hours more. Then Sameer. If Abhay doubles his speed, then he would take 1 hour. Less than Sameer. Abhay's speed is this has been asked math examination paper. So let's go for the solution here. So let Abhay's speed be x km per hour. Then 30 upon x minus 30 upon 2x equals to 3. So x equals to 30 and x equals to 5 km per hour. Now we go for another question, that is the another important one here, that is the 70th question of the session. So here we go for the same. So for 70th question we have 3 persons are walking from a place A to another place B. Their speeds are in their ratio of 4:3:5. The time ratio to reach B by these persons will be, options were 4:3:5, 5:3:4 and 15:9:20 and 15:20:12. So we go for the same. 3 person are walking from a place A to another place B. Their speeds are in the ratio of 4:3:5. The time ratio to reach B by these persons will be. So let's find out. Ratio of speeds equals to equals to 4:3:5. Ratio of times taken one by 4:1 by 3:1 by 5, which is equals to 15:20:12. Now we go for another one, which is 71th question. So we go for the same. So here we go for it. The question is, with a uniform speed, a car covers the distance in 8 hours. Had the speed been increased by 4 km per hour, the same distance could have been covered in 7 by 2 hours. What is the distance covered? And this question has been asked in the bank PO question paper. The options were 420 km, 480 km, 640 km cannot be determined, and none of these. So here we go for the same. Uniform speed, a car covers the distance in 8 hours. Had the speed been increased by 4 km per hour, the same distance could have been covered in 7 by 2 hours. What is the distance covered? This has been asked in the bank PO question paper. So let's find out the solution here. Let the distance be x kilometer. Let the distance be x kilometer. Then x 7/2 minus x minus 8 equal to 4. 2x by 15 minus x by 8 equals to 4. X equals to 480 kilometer. Now we go for another question that is being the another important one, and here we go for the same. So which is your 72th question of the session. So let's find out the solution. So 72th question we have here, that is, two men start together to walk to a certain destination, one at 3 km per hour and another at 3.75 km per hour. The latter arrives half an hour before the former, where the distance is. Options were 6 km, 7.5 km, 8 km and 9.5 km. So let's find out the solution here. Let's go for it, and that we have as follows. So that is 72th question. Two men start together. So for the same we'll go for it, and that is your two men start together to walk to a certain destination. One at 3 km per hour, and the latter arrives half an hour before the former. The distance is so we go for the same. And let the distance be x kilometer. Then x by 3 minus x by 3.75 equals to 1/2. So 2.5 x minus 2x equals to 3.75. X equals to 3.75 upon 0.50 equals to 15/2, which is equals to 7.5 kilometer. Now we go for another question, which is the 73rd question of the sessions here. So 73rd question of the session we have. So the question is, if a person walked at 14 km per hour instead of 10 km per hour, he would have walked 20 km more. The actual distance traveled by him, and that has been asked in RRB examination paper, so that is of course been the important one. The options were 50 km, 55 km, 70 kilometers and 80 kilometers. So let's go for the same. If a person walks at 14 km per hour. Walks at 14 km per hour, then instead of 10 km per hour, he would have walked 20 km more. The actual distance traveled by him is that is your options. As I told you, this has been asked in RRB examination paper. So the options were 50 km, 56 km, 70 km and 80 km here. So we go for the same and we'll find out the solution here. So let the actual distance traveled by x kilometer be x kilometer, then x by 10 equals to x plus 20 by 14. 14x equals to 10x plus 200. 4x equals to 200. X equals to 50 km. That we have as an answer here. Now we go for another question, and that is of course being important one too. That is the 74th question of the sessions here. So 74th question we have as follows. So the question is, a train can travel 50% faster than a car. Both start from a point at the same time and reach point B 75 km away from A at the same time. On the way, however, the train lasts about 12.5 minutes while stopping at the station. The speed of the car is, the options were 100 km, 110 km, 120 km per hour and 130 km per hour. This has also been an important one that has been asked in the math examination paper. So we go for the same. A train can travel 50% faster than a car. Both start from point A at the same time and reach point B (75 km) away from A at the same time. On the way, however, the train lost about 12.5 minutes while stopping at the station. The speed of the car is So the options for the same we have here is your 100 km per hour, 110 km per hour, 120 km per hour, 130 km per hour. This has been asked in the MAT examination paper. So let's go for the solution here. Let the speed of the car be x kilometer per hour. Then speed of the train equals to 150 upon 100 into, that is your x, equals to 3 by 2x kilometer per hour. 75 by x minus 75 upon 3 by 2x equals to 2. 2x x plus 10 equals to 7150. X square plus 10x minus 3575 equals to 0. So 75 by x and 75 by 3 by 2x, which is equals to 125 upon 10 into 60 equals to 75 by x minus 50 by x equals to 5 by 24. X equals to upon 5 equals to 120 kilometer per hour. So that we have to answer it out. Now we go for another question that we have to discuss here, and that is we will be covering in the next coming class, of course, which will be the 75th question of the session as well. So on the same way that we had done many of the topics related to it as well, and we'll discuss that as the 75th question. I will just tell you the question so that if you are able to solve it out, you can just go for it, and if you are not able to solve it out, you will get the solution when I will be solving here. So the question is in a flight of 600 kilometers, an aircraft was slowed down due to a bad weather. Its average speed for the trip was reduced by 200 km per hour and the time for flight increased by 30 minutes. The duration of the flight is the options for 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour. This has also been the important question because this has been asked in the MAT examination paper. So let's figure it out. So here we're gonna end up with thank you. Hope you enjoy this video. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up and give a suggestion on the comment box. Please like, share and subscribe so that many and maximum people can get the information at once, and you can also enjoy the video as well. Other than this, if I'm going to talk about it, so yes, we had done your physics part 1, and which is we are dealing with, and chemistry part 2 we are dealing where we had done with physics chemistry part 1 as well. In terms of quantitative aptitude, yes, in quantitative aptitude we had started with the arithmetical ability. That we had done numbers, operations with numbers, as if and unsafe of numbers, decimal fraction, simplification, square roots and cube roots, problems on numbers, problems on ages, odds and indices, percentage, profit and loss, ratio and proportion, partnership, chain rule, time and work, pipe and system, time and distance, problems on train, birds and streams, allegations or mixture, simple interest, compound interest, logarithm, area, volume and surface area. And then we'll be discussing about the data interpretation. We will discuss about the graph, tabulation, line graph, time graph. They're all. So thank you. Hope you enjoy this video. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up and give a suggestion in the comment box.